young lads. Welcome to 6F, which is solving equations containing rational algebraic expressions with monomial or binomial denominators algebraically and graphically. Well, all it is this is solving rational equations. So you can pretty much solve in rational equations. You don't have to worry about all this other stuff. Just solving equations that are rational. Fractions. I'm going to jump right into it. On the right there, on the right side, I have steps, and I'll be talking about the steps as I go along. Example 1, we're just solving this. We're solving for x. Well, one of the easiest ways to solve these is to first factor the denominators. That's the first thing you should do. Well, in this case, we have monomials in the denominator. We don't factor monomials. So then the next thing we do, second step, is multiply to get like denominators. So I want all my denominators the same. Well, the 1 is over 1. The denominator, I have a denominator of 1, a denominator of 5x, and another denominator of x. What do I have to multiply, or what would be my common denominator? If I look at this, 5x would be my common denominator that I could make all of them. If I multiply the first fraction by 5x over 5x, that'll give me 5x in the denominator. The last fraction, if I multiply by 5 over 5, that'll give me 5x in the denominator. So that's the second step. So let's multiply this all out. So we have 5x times 1 is 5x over 5x times 1 is 5x, plus the middle fraction we didn't do anything with because it already had a common denominator, the one we were looking for of 5x. And then equals 1 times 5 is 5. X times 5 is 5x. Once we have like denominators, now this is going to probably be a little weird, but we rewrite the problem. I'm going to rewrite it as just the numerator. Our denominators are the same, so I'm going to rewrite the numerator and solve that problem. And that actually solves for x. That will be the end of the problem. So subtract 4. Divide by 5. And my solution is x equals 1/5. Done. Moving on to the second example. So there's my in-class quiz. I'm going to get down. Tell you a little bit about that later. Second example is a little bit more complex here. We have trinomials and binomials. The first thing I would do is factor the denominators. Okay, so first fraction, the greatest common factor between p squared and 2p is p. I'm going to factor out a p. I'm left with 2 minus p. And the second fraction, I need to put the denominator, well, the way I taught you guys how to factor, put it in the calculator, graph it. We need to get our x-intercepts. One way is to go to the table. They look like they're all nice x-intercepts. And -3, so the factor is x plus 3, x for 0, and x minus 2 for 2. So we write this as x, p, it should be p minus 2, and p, check that again, plus 3. And in our second fraction, we have 2p squared minus 2. We have the exact same denominator, so p times p minus 2 times p plus 3. Now I just have to take a step back and look. What do I have to do to the first fraction? And what do I have to multiply by to get the first fraction's denominator to look like the other two? And I currently have a p in all of the denominators. I have a p minus 2 in all of the denominators. But I do not have a p plus 3 in all of them. I have in these two, and you get the third one. So I multiply by the first fraction by p plus 3 divided by p plus 3. p plus 3 is just p plus 3 over, I'm not going to multiply out the denominator. Never do. Kind of a waste of time. Let's see here, what do we have? P plus 3 times p minus 2 equals 1 times over, or divided by p times p minus 2 times p plus 3 minus 2p minus 2 over p times p minus 2 p plus 3. A lot of rewriting, but now we have all like denominators. So now we set our numerators equal to each other. So I have p plus 3 equals 1 minus 2p minus 2. One thing we do have to be careful of is this 2p minus 2. This subtraction has to go into 2p minus 2. So yeah, it's like you're going to distribute this subtraction to both. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. 1 minus 2p plus 2. It's miraculous how I moved that board without you knowing, huh? Crazy. So now, solve this problem like you did in Algebra 1. 2p's together, plus 2p. All the variables on one side, the numbers on the other. 3p plus 3 equals 1 plus 2. Let's cancel out. 3p plus 3 equals 3. Subtract 3. 3p equals 0. Divided by 3. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So the answer is 0. Come to class with any questions you want. I'll answer those right after our quiz. Our quiz is going to be these two problems right here. The answer to the first problem is m equals 16. So when you're working this out at home or before class, you should get m equals 16. For the quiz, you actually have to have all the work for it. The second problem, the answer is b equals -5. So again, you're going to have to factor out in this problem, factor out the denominator. And I'll tell you right now, the denominator, b squared minus 5b plus 4, that factors out into b minus 4 and b minus 1. I know a lot of you don't have calculators at home, so that should help you. But then you got that factor, you have all of them, and now you should be able to solve the problem, no issues. Yeah, hopefully you understand this and come to class and do well. All right, thank you.